Okay, so I'm going to offer you a few different things with this bone breathing thrum. Just to tell you, like, why I call it the thrum is because, like, you think of an engine thrumming. One of my friends was like, "What does the thrum mean?" The thrum is like the vibration within our system, the thrum of life, the thrum of our energy, the thrum of our breath. And when we use breath and sound together, we have this thrumming that's going on in our system. And I wanted to do bone breathing because I feel like the bones have so much to offer us. And coming back into this idea of our ancestral history, our bone body connected to the earth, connected to the planet. And I want to come at this from a few different ways. So there is a Qigong, a Taoist way of bone breathing, and it's basically bringing your attention to one place at a time. And we will probably get there in the middle. There's also a bone breath from Continuum, and we're going to use that one as well. And then the other thing is where our awareness and our attention goes is where the energy flows. So it's basically an attentional practice of bringing our awareness to our bone body, relaxing ourselves enough that we can drop down and drop into this experience. Um, so I think I'm just going to start with that. If anyone has any questions before we go, hey Heather, before we get going, please feel free to unmute and just ask. How much noise will we be making? That's good. Yeah, we'll be screaming. No, we are just going to be making like zz, 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 zz. That will be the noise making, which isn't super loud, and you could do it pretty quietly. Like there is vocal cord activation in that in the Jacques breath, the zz, zz, zz. And then maybe a theta breath. It's just a soft hiss, but nothing that's super loud. Like I'm here in my backyard on the back porch and hopefully will not be annoying the neighbors too much. Although it's been a long time since I've been able to do classes out here because the other neighbors were making so much noise. So now I'm like super happy to be out here. All right, let's start. So inviting yourself to come into your body, you can go off camera if you want, um, so that you feel totally comfortable. If you're comfortable being on camera, feel free to stay on. Oh, there's Claire. Uh, Hello, Claire. All of the things I'm offering are just offerings. If it doesn't land, just let it wash away. You don't have to stick with it. And you can take everything that I have to say with a grain of salt, work with what feels right to you, and let go of anything else. Because I really believe that movement is key in opening awareness, it is for me, it's not for everybody. I usually involve a lot of movement in my own body. It could be subtle, small movement, but if it feels good for you to just be in a rest position the whole time, you are absolutely welcome to do that. So don't feel like you have to actually do anything I'm saying. They're just ideas to work with. So before we get going, or as we're getting going, really, because we are already going. Let's just take a few breaths to drop in, feeling what it feels like to be you in your body right now. So coming in, sitting, laying down, any position that feels comfortable for you, any position that feels safe, comfortable, and easy to drop in. Oh, there is something that we have to look at. So I do want to do this before we totally drop in. I want to do this while you're at camera and we can talk about it. What I have here are some bones. They are bones from deer, so don't be too freaked out. But this is like a leg bone. And these little holes, I believe, are where the nerves go into the bone. So bones are innervated, and you can see that this is curvilinear. Like these surfaces, this is pretty straight, but there are arcs and curls. A deer leg is different than us. They have a very different uh, joint that we don't have in our body. But you can see sort of let's see, can I get that to focus on? There we go. There's space inside the bone. The bone is fairly spongy. This is a vertebra, also from a deer. And what I want you to see is this. That's where our spinal cord goes, or that's where the spinal cord goes. So there's a big hole running through. Oh, I am having video issues. We'll just switch. to my FaceTime camera. Okay, less quality, but maybe it'll work better. So, oh, you can see that pretty well. You can see how spongy that layer, that's where the disc would be, squishing onto that. So I just want you to get an idea. Look at how like curvy, how shapely this whole bone is. Like we have these bones in our back that are very similar to this. So our vertebra is going, or sorry, our spinal cord is going up, our front body would be here, and our back body is here. That little ridge would be on the back. These little wings you also would be able to feel. And this would be coming, our back, our inner back would be touching that, and this is the outer back. So like this would be front, this is back, just so that we get an idea. And then I also brought this piece of coral, which is very heavy and stone-like, just to give you some images of what it's like in our bones. Like, of course, this is different than a bone, but this is like a bone of the ocean, right? This, and it's very dense. Within our bodies, like the bones are the densest part of us, our teeth, our bones. So they give us access to senses that our skin or our fascia or our fluids don't have. Like the bones, we can tune into sort of earth energy, ground energy, and bones can really resonate with that. So, from everything I've been reading, this is very much an energetic practice. So, we want to think that we are going to be working not just with our energy and our energy system. And this is one reason why I stayed outside, but with the energy of the surroundings, with the energy of the trees, with the energy of the wind, with the energy of the earth, the stars, the moon, the sun, that we're tuning to that and with that. So it's not just, oh, here I'm doing my exercise, it's all about me, but I am in this coherence with my surroundings. I'm in coherence with you guys in my room, hopefully, guys and gals, people in my room. So I just wanted to bring those things in as visual aids, visual aids to get started with. Let's see if I can go back to the other camera. There we go. And I will try and keep an eye on the camera and make sure it works. So we're going to start now with these breaths, just 3 big breaths, filling up, opening up, taking in, receiving the breath, and then letting it out, letting it go, softening, relaxing, inhaling, expanding, filling up, taking in, exhaling, letting go, softening, dropping down. Inhale, feeling that sense of growing with the breath, getting bigger, and then a slight shrink as we come in. Inhale, open, exhale, let go. We could say that that inhale is opening the inner body, creating space, and as we exhale, we can melt into the space that's been created. All right, so we are going to, I will have music for most of this dive, but just for now, because I want to actually start with the jacques and I want to start with sensing with touch, feeling into our bones. So if I touch lightly on the surface of my arm, I feel my skin. If I get a little deeper, I feel the fascia, superficial fascia. If I go a little deeper, I feel my muscles. And if I go even deeper, I feel my bones. So I want you just to touch in. You can feel your cranium really easy. Feel the bones, cheekbones, elbows, shoulders. Just have a little touch in, letting yourself know, giving your body the information that you're working with this. Like my shin, super easy to feel my shin, my patella, knee, super easy to feel it. So I'm doing a real ankles, easy to feel. Bones of the feet, easy to feel. Big hip bones, easy to feel. Collarbones, just checking in. And it doesn't, you don't have to touch the way that I'm touching or what I'm touching, but let yourself start to touch in to feel your bones. As I touch in and I start to feel, so I'm like, there's 2 parts of me. There's the part of me that's telling you, and then there's a part of me that's having my own experience. Of course, there's a million other parts, but as I touch in, the information is slow down for me. so that I can feel myself. So letting yourself take whatever tempo your body likes to touch in this way. It might just be, I'm just going to touch one thing. I'm just going to feel one thing. Just saying hello to your bones. Could even be your teeth, the dense parts, your jaw. Bones love compression, right? When they get some compression, when they get some push, pull, it's giving them information to become stronger. And inside our bones is very kind of spongy. A lot of it's spongy. There's parts that are more dense bone, the surface areas of the bone, but then inside is spongy. And then the more hollow places are filled with marrow. So especially in the long bones, the marrow is there in the middle. There are nerves going into our bones and giving our bones information, giving our immune system information of how to work together, how to build, how to dial down, how to amp up. So the bone body is receiving a lot of information. I'm going to stay here with this bone body idea, and we're going to work with this continuum breath as uh, it's a continuum breath that they say in Continuum, the work of Emily Conrad, that helps to find the density of bone. So I think even still, maybe touching, especially around our face, our throat, our collarbones, will work with this Jacques breath. So I'm not a continuum teacher, but I've spent a lot of time doing continuum, and I like to use the tools of continuum a lot. So we're going to use the Jacques breath, which is like this. It's ja, z, and that's basically it. And you want to not just go ja, za, ja, za, ja, za. You want to let it take on its own life. So almost like your z, 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 z is almost like a whole swarm of bees moving as it at will, like freedom with the jacques. We're going to touch as we're doing that, just lightly, light fingertip touch into the bony landmarks of our face, like our cheekbones, our jaw, our collarbones. So let's do it just for a couple of minutes. If you want to touch other parts, do it. If you need to lay down, do it. If you want to skip it, totally fine. Ideally, with the continuum work, we keep changing the pattern. So we're opening up to new possibilities as opposed to just layering in another level of our own patterning. Here we go. Resting breaths whenever you need them. Inhale whenever you need to. It doesn't have to last forever. Free up your face as much as you can. Take off the mask of you being you. Let yourself just dive into this animal body of water and bone. See if you can feel the thrum, the vibration of that energy in your bones. This is really attracting my cat. Squeaky Deaky's really into it for some reason. Let it come to a close and just feel into your body, feel into the space of you now, feeling what that feels like. Opening your awareness, not closing anything out. Anything that comes in into your awareness is welcome. No need to push anything away. Just being in a space of openness and allowing. Tuning into your bone body here, tuning into the bones of your cranium. Maybe you feel your sit bones or your shoulder blades. You can feel my ankle on the floor. Inviting your body to slow down, inviting your attention to come into this time together. And we're just going to keep going. I'm going to add music. And now we can get down onto the floor in whatever way feels good. And we'll dive in. Can you hear it? Yeah? Okay, good. So we could be very still and do like a total body scan, but that's almost never the way that I start. Let yourself come in for a landing in your bone body in relationship to the earth underneath you, in relationship to the gravitational pull, in relationship to the wind, the plants, the trees, the animals, in relationship to the surroundings, flowing down. Feeling if there's any echo of that Jacques breath in your body, and if it's awakening anything for you, invite that in. I'm on a wood floor. It's very easy to feel the bony landmarks. But feel free to be comfortable. Have as much padding as you need. This is no like abuse moment where you have to roll around on the floor and hurt yourself. You could do this on a bed. You could do it on the couch. You could sit in a chair. But let yourself come into the floor and ask your own body, what's my rhythm? What is the rhythm right now? What rhythm feels good? Inviting in your highest healing self, spirit, whatever layers layers of your own life force energy are going to really support you in this. But also maybe there are other energies that will support you in this. And if you have any spiritual relationships, feel free to invite those in to be with you, supporting you. But they're all spiritual relationships. And you're just going to invite in a little bit of flow into your body. It could be the very, very slow flow of bone marrow. Does bone marrow flow? It must have its own flow within your body. It might just be flowing with your own movement or your breath. Giving yourself full permission to receive this time together in whatever way you need to. And so as I say that, I give myself full permission to also receive it, and I need to roll, so I will be rolling. But never feel like you have to do what I'm doing. tuning into the wisdom of your own bone body, the wisdom of your ancestors, the wisdom of your DNA. And from this place, finding the breath. Maybe there's movement in your limbs or in your spine or in some other part of your body. Maybe flows are happening. Maybe it's just the movement of the breath. Without any need to change it. Feeling the breath coming in and going out. Imagining that your skin is also breathing, so feeling the surface of your body, the pores of your skin, also receiving the world around you. So we're finding all of these breath supports. If you have any tight clothes on, or if you're wearing shoes or socks that feel tight, take them off so your feet can breathe as well. Really letting yourself, I'm wearing really loose clothing, but I had socks on, so I just took mine off. Letting your bones be as close to the actual air around you as possible. If you're cold, I know we've got the Australian contingent in the house. Make sure you're warm enough. So make sure you're comfortable. But if it's possible to have as much sort of surface area able to breathe, then do that. So skin, feet, hands, loose socks, loose clothes. We are going to move into this Taoist version. And you may want to do this in stillness, or you may want to do it in movement. However it works for you is totally welcome. If you if you meditate a lot and you get into a good meditation posture and you can really dive in, then maybe that's where you want to be. But if you are more of a mover or a fidgeter, you can move and fidget as much as you need to, or just bring in this fluid life energy. You're going to imagine also cellular breathing. Every cell in your body is breathing. And when the oxygen goes deep down into our lungs, the blood receives the oxygen. And at that point, it becomes a fluid exchange. So breathing in our body is a more fluid activity than a air activity. It's a combo platter, right? The oxygen moves through our blood and then it comes out as CO2, moves through our arteries and then returns through the venous flow. So thinking of breathing also being a liquid maneuver, tuning into the cellular level of breath. And now we've been in a sort of global whole body experience. We're going to bring our awareness in just to the tip of our left index finger. As you inhale, bring your awareness to the tip of your left index finger and bring your awareness down from the tip to the base of your finger. So you can inhale to the tip of your finger and then exhale to the base of your finger. If touch helps, you could touch the tip of your finger and bring it down to the base. But you could also just use your awareness. So the left side, just the left index finger. Feeling your awareness move from the tip down to the base of that finger. And we've talked about the skin and the cells. Bring your awareness into the bones. 3 bones in there. And imagine that as you're feeling into that tip to base of the finger, you're feeling deep inside to the bones of your hand, of your finger. My body wants to move with it, to wiggle, and so if you feel that way, let yourself wiggle and move. And bringing your awareness to your middle finger, tip of the middle finger to the base of the middle finger. Almost like you're shining the spotlight of loving energy into your own bones, into your own bone body. And you're receiving the energy of the world around you, as well as your awareness. And maybe the parts of our body that we are bringing the awareness to start to feel warmer. Maybe there is more of a sense of flow. Bring it to our ring finger on the left hand. Tip of your finger to the base of your finger. Bringing that loving light of awareness to the bones inside your finger. With kindness. Maybe there's movement. Maybe it's just relaxing and stillness. And then we're going to take our awareness to the pinky finger. Tip of the pinky finger through each knuckle down to the base of the finger. Breathing into that finger. And then into the thumb. Tip of the thumb into the base of the thumb. Base of the thumb is so connected to the hand. I mean, they're all connected to the hand, but there's so much capacity for movement. Our grasping hands. Just relax it, soften it. Maybe there's movement, maybe there's not. And just for a quick moment, let your awareness move between your left hand, the fingers of your left hand and your thumb, and your right hand, which we haven't entirely awoken yet. But maybe there is some compassionate coherence or some contact high from one hand to the other. Just feeling the difference between the two. And we're then going to stay on the right hand and bring the awareness into the right index finger. And down to the base of that finger. If you're right-handed, this is your dominant hand. That part of your body gets to do a lot. And then to our middle finger, to the base of the middle finger. Breathing into the bones of your finger. Awakening the finger. Embodied awakening. Awakening these bones. Bringing them into our awareness, into our reality, into this moment. Ring finger. Feeling the tip and the base of the ring finger. Maybe there's a little micro movement and adjustments in there, or macro movement, or stillness. Hello hands, hello fingers. Coming into our pinky, tip of our pinky to the base of our pinky. This little finger, bringing it some kindness, compassion. Breathing into those bones. And coming to our thumb of the right hand. Tip of the thumb to the base of the thumb. And when I go tip of the thumb to the base of the thumb, that already moves me sort of into my palm. I feel like, oh, it's very connected. So feeling that whole thumb, big connection into your hand, and to the tip of it. All of these tips of all of our fingers lighting up like ET fingers, 10 ET fingers, lighting up with energy, awakeness, life energy, chi, prana, into these hands. These hands that we spend our lives with, right? Doing so many things for us. We're going to move into the palms and the backs of our hands, both hands together, right and left hand, feeling into all those bones in the palm and back of your hand. There's 26 bones in each hand. Breathing into all those bones. Spaciousness, the inner spaciousness of the bone body. Breathing into that. Moving up to our wrist, into our bones of the wrist, and radius and ulna, the two bones connecting. The lower arm, the forearm, to our hand. The ulna is the big bone that has your elbow, and the radius is a smaller bone that spirals across when you internally rotate your hand. So you can move them just by internally, externally rotating radius and ulna, breathing deep into the radius and ulna of your arms. If you've hit your elbow, that ulnar, that nerve pain, you know that is your ulna bone. Bringing that up to your humerus. Breathing big breaths into those upper arm bones. Maybe self-touch at any time, if that helps, or stillness. Into our rotator cuff, collarbones, scapula, shoulder blades. If it feels good to wiggle and awaken from movement, feel free to do that. If you feel into it with touch, that is also a very welcome way. Or with your mind palace, with your mind imagining. So feeling with feeling, sensation in whatever way it feels good to you. What are these scapula and collarbones connected to? Our ribs, our rib cage. I also have one of those. I have some ribs of that deer, which I'll show you at the end. Ribs are beautiful bones. Breathing into the bones of your ribs. They're very capable of moving. So we can think of breathing into our lungs and moving our bones, but let's really breathe into the bones of the ribs. So breathing into the depth of the bones, to the marrow of the rib bones. Maybe putting your hands on your rib cage to feel it. The bone fingers. Thank you, rib cage. Thank you, rib basket, for holding my lungs and my heart. And we're going to move down. We're going to move down to the big bones of your pelvis, pubic bone, hip bones, your ischium. Sacrum, tailbone, coccyx, base of the spine. We're going to breathe our way down our legs. And you may be somewhere, you may have an injury, you may have had things happen, you may have had surgeries, you may have had parts of your body that you want to spend more time with. Feel free to do that. So I'm just guiding along, but you can go wherever you need to go. So into our big femur bones, big bones of our legs, our thighs. Breathing deep into the bones of the femur, each one. Maybe it's easier to feel one bone and breathe into that and then the other. Our patella, our bone of our knee, little pancake of a bone. And then down into our tibia and fibula. Tibia is the big front one. Fibula is a little around. It's not quite as thick as the tibia. So tibia and fibula. Our lower legs. You could also add jacques anytime you want. If you feel like I really want to get in here a little bit more and spend time, do some zzzz. My bones are feeling my bones. Coming into your ankle. Big knobbly bones of the ankle. Which knobbly ends of your bones, right? This is a saddle joint in here. Not a ball and socket joint. And then we're going to move into our feet. All the 26 bones of the feet. We're not going to do individual toes like we did our hands. Probably it would be worth it, but I want to do some other things too. If you have access to touching your feet in any way, one and then the other, or seated, or any way that you can, give your toes each a squeeze. Have your own little communication with those toes. Most people probably at some point have injured things in their feet, but particularly dancers often have foot injuries. So if you have places that need extra attention, give them some love. Connecting to our bone body. From here, if you're ready, we're going to come back to our spine. We looked at that vertebra. come back into our coccyx, little tailbone, up through our sacrum, into those vertebrae, our lumbar vertebrae, thoracic vertebrae, lumbar, the lower back, thoracic, middle, up to our cervical, our neck, that whole channel where our nervous system is routed right through that, right? Our spinal cord going right down through the channel, the river of our spine, and these beautiful bones that are stacked on top of each other with the cushy marshmallow discs in between. Take a few minutes here. Head-tail connection coming online. Maybe there's some undulation, rippling, waving, fluffing the discs, giving them a little more spaciousness. Just very free flow, wiggly undulations. Allow your gut body to really relax. So if you feel like I gotta hold it in, if there's anything in the gut body that you're holding in, either go to the bathroom or just let it go. Like if you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. But if you are holding in emotions and tension and whatever, soften, melt, let your belly be spacious so there's freedom for your spine. Gut body, breathing, lungs breathing, each vertebra getting a little bit of movement in the river of your spine. This could also be something you might want to try on all fours. So I'm just going to demonstrate, or seated, but just getting some ripple wave movement into your spine if you're up for it. You could even fall asleep if you need to. But if it feels interesting, giving your head tail freedom. Breathing into each disc, each vertebra. So even with this bone body breathing, we haven't really talked about the cartilage. There's a lot of cartilage support in our bodies, supporting the bones. And when the bones are moving, the cartilage is moving too. In the breath, breathing life energy into our bone body. Letting go as much as we can of any kind of gripping, perfection, resistance, and just allowing life force to move through our body. With this, we've moved our awareness through so much of our body, allowing the life force to move with that. Free-flowing head, tail. And it doesn't mean we have to become contortionists. We're not trying to go for huge stretches or huge changes. We're just trying to awaken, micro move the inner bone body, the tissue, the fascia. If we're moving the bone body, everything else is moving too. But it might just be our awareness floating through. So I'm going to add a breath sound to this, which you can do or not do. It's a theta breath. It's a continuum breath. It's a very soft, gentle hiss. Peapod, if you've watched this at all, Peapod is a Manx. She has no tail. She just has a little tail. She was born that way, so don't get worried. The continuum breath is a hiss like this. very, very gentle. Super relaxed. And what we're going to invite, it just slows down the exhale, takes us a little deeper into the parasympathetic. And for me, it offers this nice sense of midline and bubbly spaciousness, like effervescence. We could imagine that we're inviting in bioluminescence as sort of an energetic pattern. I don't know. I just like the idea. I was at the Museum of Natural History this past weekend in New York City, and I saw these deep, deep sea creatures with their bioluminescence. And I feel like it's a very good metaphor for the energy body. So imagining that you're filling your bone body with this bioluminescence, or it could just be energy, could be chi, could be prana, could be loving kindness. You are allowed to feel good in your body. Sometimes we think we have to really enforce a rigid structure and form on our bodies. So if that's you, soften 2%. Soften that idea, let it crack away. But also, sometimes if we've studied different forms of movement, we've learned to focus within our body. And the form of movement could be even how to hit a baseball or anything. If you've studied and spent time in your body playing anything, an instrument, a sport, dancing, then there's already tremendous capacity to listen in and to focus. So invite that awareness into your experience. I'm also thinking of people who paint little miniature figures and stuff. There's so much precision and focus in being able to do something like that. So that's another form that we can invite in. Handwriting, another embodied awakening. So bringing in your own life history to help you find little droplets of awakening within your experience. Oh yeah, I can use that. Sometimes I talk about the theta breath with your head-tail connection being like a curious snake, a very gentle, curious snake, just figuring out what it can do. So the head-tail movement with that soft hiss. Dropping away tension. Letting outdated ideas of who you are just crack and melt away. Reabsorbed by the earth, the air. My spine can also feel very caterpillar-like. You know when caterpillars hold onto two legs and then or two, not two, however many legs, a bunch of legs, but then their upper body goes up and kind of waves around? I've seen inchworms do that as well. Imagine that energy in your body, digging deep into your biological history, beyond being human, probably. And inviting that kind of movement into your body, or even just the idea, the play of being an inchworm or a caterpillar. Inchworms and caterpillars don't have bones. So maybe we should come back to the snake metaphor. The snake spines are incredible. If you kind of get lost and you're like, what should I do? Add some theta breath. Explore the 26 bones of your hand or your foot or both. You can also play a little bit with push and pull. Our bones love push and pull. And our bone body forms in response to how we move. Our fascia does too. Just want to invite in compression, push, pull. So when I am in this type of movement exploration, inquiry practice, I often find that as my awareness is kind of moving through one area, often I find, oh, there's some tension somewhere totally different. And I'm like, oh, I can just let that go. So don't feel like we have to be like precision pinpoint. I'm just in my fingertip. Like, let yourself feel the whole of your experience of being. Let yourself feel whatever's coming online for you. In the flow of the experience of being. Also, our bones are completely, like, none of our bones, I guess the closest thing would be our teeth, which aren't actually bones, but no bones, unless we're injured, are showing, right? They're all encased, they're enclosed in this fluid system of our bodies. So in a weird way, our bones are suspended inside of our bodies, inside of our skin. They're completely surrounded. And the marrow inside the bone is surrounded by that dense bone as well. Contained. and yet in complete communication with our system. We want bones that are strong and dense. We don't want light, what is the word? Not dense, the opposite. We want strength and density in our bones. So we want to make sure that in our lives that we're feeding our bones, right? Eating food that's good for our bones, nourishing our bones with movement, with vibration and connection. What does that mean? It means feeling good around the people you're hanging out with. With the things you are doing, right? It's often people talk about like my head, my heart, my guts. But if we came from the bone body, like, oh, I know it's right in my heart, all right, my head wants it, but my heart doesn't, but in my guts, it's weird. But if we come from the whole picture of the whole bone body, the bones know. Can we listen to the bones? Can we listen to our bone body? So in this moment, maybe it's worth it to ask your bone body, is there any wisdom to know? And maybe the information is coming from the trees, from the sky, from the earth, or maybe it's coming from that relationship of your bones with the trees, with the sky, with the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. Is there anything to know? Your bones are not going to lie to you. We even have those little tiny bones in our eardrum, right? Their vestibular system, helping us balance. They are really receiving vibration there. And And when we think about our bones inside our body, like I showed you some dried out old bones that have been bleached, right? Within our body, these bones are alive. They're full of fluid. They're full of water. They're heavy. They're dense. They're innervated. They're living. So tuning into our living bone. There's one more song. This is our last song. Is that right? Oh no, it's not our last song. It probably is our last song. I'm gonna actually change it. Sorry about that. All right, Byron Metcalf, we're gonna change it to this. This is our last song. So if you are up for it, if you're down in there, then that's fine. Stay down in there. But if you're up for it and you can get up and try moving your whole body a little bit in any way, shifting your weight, allowing those bones to support you and be supported by you, then this would be the moment to have that opportunity, this last song. Feeling what it feels like to stand on your legs. If you're in the, like, I feel so good laying here, I'm in my own thing, stay there. Or if you're seated and you're happy, stay there. But if you are up for getting up, breathing into your body in movement. Yeah, just this music is reminding me that we are all here together. Not that I had forgotten that, but just there's like a sense of community and breathing within this music. Our bones are in resonance together. Like original music, like flutes were made out of bones, right? Blowing through the bones. That's another kind of bone breathing. Letting go of whatever you need to let go of. And allowing yourself to move in any way that feels good. Like really flinging feels good to me right now. Doesn't always have to be soft and gentle. We can also use our strength. So, taking a minute before we all come together, just a minute to yourself, 1 minute where I am not going to say anything, and you can just let yourself come to a close. A close, a conclusion. Let this come to an end.